Hey, it's Colleen with Rope and Resellers, and I am here for another weekly update of what I sold on eBay for the week of October 15th through the 21st, 2018.
First up, we sold 15 things this week. I'm going to run through them fairly quickly. This is another home movie that I sold. I bought a big lot of a bunch of photography stuff. This home movie was in them. It sold for $19.99. I collected $22.65, so they pay shipping. I spent about $1 on this. I bought a big box, so this was just a small part of it. I do believe this is the last one. 501 in eBay, PayPal, and shipping costs. $16.64 was my total profit on that, and it took 8 months to sell. These are two little patches, didn't make much money. They sold for $9.99. I spent about 20 cents on it at an estate sale. I bought a big bag of patches, $4.48 shipping and fees, total profit $7.97, but it took 3 years to sell. This is a cool thing. This is a little car racer thing. So here's the first picture, and it had its box, so that's pretty rare for boys' toys. So anyway, it was a zip pull car. It sold for $29.99. I paid $2 for it at an estate sale. Total profit $23.22, and it took 1 day to sell. Here are two. So this gentleman bought 2 sets of these, so a total of 4 packages altogether. This I sold it for $24.99, but there were 2 of them, so I collected $56.98. I spent $18, so that was my education. But I still made money, so that's okay, because I sold some other ones. So in all told, I made about $50 on that $55 box. I paid $55 plus I made $50 at least. So my total profit on that was $24.92, and it took 3 weeks to sell. So now they're all gone. I don't have any more. So that was pretty worthwhile. This was a big box that I bought, and I thought it was going to be worth more, and I went running around the house looking for the little horses that go with it. There were also some toys that went with this as well. It was just a big cardboard set, Johnny West circle cardboard thing. And it was kind of a mess. I wasn't able to show it super organized because it was just, there was so much there, and I only have a small table to show everything on. So one woman asked for me to take another picture where it was more organized so she could see all the pieces and parts. And in that time, it sold. So I didn't ever have a chance to take another picture. Oh, bummer. I paid $12 for this at an estate sale. Total profit on it was $29.84, and it only took a day to sell. I tried to sell it cheap because it wasn't in the greatest of condition. Boston pencil sharpener with a clear view thing. These sell $12, $15, $20. Usually not for as much as I'd like because I thought it was cool. Anyway. Doesn't matter what I think. $2 I paid for this at an estate sale. Total profit $14.62, and it took a day to sell. Next up, we have Major Mason space figure. This came in just a Ziploc bag with a bunch of random stuff, but he has his helmet. I guess that's pretty rare. My husband seemed to know who this was, but I did not play with these kinds of toys in the 60s. I didn't even play with any toys in the 60s, but anyway, it sold. Somebody asked if I would sell it to them for $50 with a sob story, and so I sent them an offer of $60, and they took it. So I bought it for $5, and my total profit on it was $45.74, and it only took 2 days to sell. Like I said, I'm trying to burn and churn. So this I've sold before. It's a pretty cool jacket, but it's a large, and it's a tightly fitted large, so we'll see if it comes back. Anyway, there's the brand name Cyrus, and it sold for $24.99. I paid $1 for this. It came out of the consignment store. Total profit $20.02, and it took 10 months to sell. This was a bad purchase. I paid too much money for this. It wasn't a bad purchase, but it wasn't super great. Anyway, it's a Kelty fanny pack / backpack, so I can see why it wasn't popular, because when you have it in a fanny pack, that backpack takes up all its space. But I collected I got $19.99 for it. I did collect shipping, so it went for $27.14. I paid $10 for this, and in hindsight, I probably shouldn't have, because I thought it was going to be worth more. I thought it was pretty cool, but anyway, total profit $6.54, and it took a month to sell. Starbucks mug. It's a Chicago architecture mug. Picked this up in the free bin at the estate sale I go to. I couldn't believe there was a Starbucks mug, and then I brought it home and realized I've just sold this one on auction for $7. And now I've got another one, so it's not one that's worth very much. I don't know why I can't remember what I sell, but because I don't really sell that much. Anyway, $9.99 and didn't pay anything for it. Total profit $7.74. It took 5 days to sell. Vintage Instamatic cameras. These, they made a million of them, so don't pick them up. They aren't worth anything. This took quite a while to sell. It went global shipping, so it didn't even stay in the United States. It was kind of a cool package. I figured I'd marketed it as a prop because I thought maybe a movie studio might want to use it, but it went global shipping. Spent $1 on this, part of that lot with the other movies. Total profit $10.86. It took 8 months to sell. This is a vintage paint by numbers set. So it's complete. I thought it'd be worth a lot, but it's actually not. These horses, when they are complete in a frame, are worth $35, $40. I thought it was cool because it shows the numbers, so it's kind of art in and of itself, but it sold, so I'm happy. There's all the other ones that you can get, which I think is kind of cool. Anyway, $29.99 is what it sold for. I paid $2 for it at an estate sale. Total profit $23.77. It only took a week to sell. This is Longtail. It's an Oneida community spoon. There's the label on, or the maker's mark on the spoon. Somebody asked if I would sell it to him for $3, and I did because I've had it for a while. And so my total profit was $1.53, and it took 2 years to sell. This was a pretty cool lot. The thing, I bought a big Ziploc bag of all these templates. He was an engineer, and so there were lots and lots of templates. But I think what they were really after, even though these are kind of cool, they're flow charts and stuff like that, and old 1960s engineering stuff, but were these. And they were IBM flowchart templates for data processing. So that's kind of cool. That's definitely dated. And they paid, I collected, they paid $49.99 for it. I collected $56.54. I paid $2.50 for it because there's still other ones that are up for sale. $40.58 was total profit, and it took a month to sell. The last thing I sold was this Demitasse spoon. It is an antique spoon. It had a maker's mark on the back, a little lion, and it's sterling, but it's so small it's not worth that much. Sold for $9.99. I paid 50 cents for it. $4.53 in shipping and fees for a total profit of $8.01, and it took 17 months to sell. Looking at the numbers, $375.87 is what everything sold for. $498.53 is what I collected, and that's what shows on your Seller Hub if you have a store. $57.70 is cost of goods. That's pretty high for only 15 items, but I made a couple mistakes. This was my education, the $18, and the $10 was just a bad purchase. $158.83, I guess you could call it education. $158.83 in shipping and fees for total profits, $282.00. Amazon merch. I sold 3 pop sockets, 14 shirts, and 1 sweatshirt, my very first sweatshirt. $79.44 were my royalties for this week. Total profit $361.44. I also had a Facebook sale, and the only reason why I'm mentioning that is because I ended up having to ship it, and it was like I listed it locally so I wouldn't have to ship it, and then I ended up shipping it, so it was kind of a pain. But I had it listed on eBay for a long time for like $200, and I sold it for $35 because I just wanted it out of here.
So I just want to get into accountability real quick and make myself accountable. So I wrote down how many I listed. I listed 18 things for a total of $669.86. So not as many as the week before. I listed 25 the week before. So I'm just trying to glean some insight into what it takes to make $300 or $400 in Q4. I would love to be making, take home 700. That would be ideal in Q4. It's happened before, but it hasn't happened in the last couple of years. And I can't say, I honestly think I'm working a little bit harder than I did in those years. I think it was just easier. Just wasn't as much competition. Plus, I think a lot of people are starting to not do Amazon because they're not happy with the way Amazon, for whatever reason, they're not happy with Amazon, or they don't want to pay for Prime. So they go over to eBay and they buy the new stuff at eBay. So actually a lot of the stuff that sells on eBay, 70 or 80% of what sells on eBay is new. So, and I'm not a retail arbitrage person. I'll pick up a few things each year at Christmas time, but for the most part, I don't like listing that stuff. I feel like I'm taking stuff away from my local stores when I do that, and not giving people in my own community an opportunity to own the things that are popular. So I try not to do that very much. I have been looking a little bit more into wholesaling, but it just doesn't make my heart churn at all. It just seems so much like work. That's not what I want to do. That's not fun. Me at the dump, that was fun. But me in Walmart trying to find stuff to sell, or online looking at, buying a pallet of something, especially when I'm in theory supposed to be getting ready to move. It's like, I don't want to sell new stuff. Plus then, I don't know. It's just, anyway, it's not me. So anyway, I just wanted to, looking back at my notes, I just wanted to talk about some other key takeaways from accountability, and I would say that is being consistent. So the other thing that didn't happen last week was that I didn't list every day. There were 2 days that I didn't list at all. Generally, I try to list at least 1 to 2 items every single day, 7 days a week if I can. Even just if I have a draft and I can finish that really quick and launch it the next day, like I'll do 4 and then I'll only launch 2 of them, and then I'll save 2 more for the next day because I know that I'm going to be busy. But I didn't do that this week, and my kids were out of school on Thursday and Friday, so yeah, I was a little focused on the family rather than on my work, which is fine. That's why I do this. So anyway, I just wanted to talk about accountability from not only a dollar and number perspective, but also accountability is if you list every day. So that's my tip to you: list every day. Try to list the amount of money you want to make each week. Now, obviously, if you're listing a $20 item, you're only going to make probably $12 off of that after you do shipping and fees. If you do free shipping, you might make a little bit more. Generally, it's about a third, I find, off the top. And so you have to say, okay, if I list $1,000, then I'm only going to make $700 about. So you need to list $1,000 to make $700. So I'm not making sense. I'm rambling. So if you want to make $1,000, you need to list about $1,300 or $1,400 worth of stuff that week, and hopefully every day, and then you will make that much. So go out there and list $1,000 worth of things, and have a good week. Thanks for watching.